Hey there, my organizing friends. This is Carrie Fullerton with Fullerton Professional Organizing. Welcome back to my channel. You know, I was thinking the other day, what do you call an organizer who's also a comedian? A stand-up filing system. Okay. I'll stick to organizing and leave the jokes to the real comedians, but I'm still going to add that one joke at the dumb joke at the beginning of every one of these sessions. So you might just have to bear with me. But anyway, seriously, I'm so glad you're here because today's episode is going to be a game changer in your business. We're talking about the legal and financial basics of running your organizing business. Think registering your business, license, insurance, budgeting, and pricing your services. Trust me, by the end of this video, you're going to feel a little more confident and ready to tackle the business side of your business. Now, starting a professional organizing business. Now, I'm going to tell you what it's like in Texas. So you may have to adapt to your state. But in Texas, the business in Texas can be an exciting and rewarding adventure, and it can be where you are as well. Whether you're helping clients declutter their homes, streamline their offices, or creating a more functional space, it's important to lay a solid legal and financial foundation for your business. In this video, we'll cover the basics of starting your business, including whether you can operate as a home-based business without forming an LLC and how taxes work for the sole proprietors. Now, answer to that question is yes, you can absolutely start your professional organizing business from home in Texas. And many professional organizers begin as a solopreneur, working from home to keep overhead costs low. As a home-based business, you can use your home address as your business address or opt for a virtual address for privacy. Deduct home office expenses like a portion of your rent, utilities, internet, if you meet the IRS requirements. Operate as a sole proprietor without forming an LLC, at least in the beginning stages. Now, starting small and scaling up as your business grows is a common and practical approach. Now, do you need an LLC to start? No, you don't need to form an LLC, which is a limited liability company, to start your professional organizing business in Texas. Many organizers begin as a sole proprietors, which is the simplest and most cost-effective business structure. Here's what you need to know. Sole proprietorship basics. No formal setup required. As a sole proprietor, you don't need to file any special paperwork with the state other than potentially a DBA or doing business as, if you're operating under a name other than your own. Now, taxes. You'll report your business income and expenses on your personal tax return using Schedule C, Form 1040. Taxes are paid annually when you file your return. Liability. The downside of operating as a sole proprietor is that you and your business are considered the same legal entity. This means you're personally liable for any debts or legal issues that arise in your business. Now, when to consider an LLC? While an LLC isn't required, it's worth considering as your business grows. Forming an LLC in Texas provides limited liability protection. Your personal assets, like your home or car, are protected from business liabilities. Tax flexibility. LLCs can be taxed as a sole proprietorship, partnership, or corporation, depending on what's best, for your situation. Credibility. Having an LLC can make your business appear more professional to clients and partners. Now, if you're just starting out and want to keep things simple, you can operate as a sole proprietor and form an LLC later. Paying taxes as a sole proprietor. As a sole proprietor, you'll pay taxes on your business income at the end of the year, and here's how it works. Track income and expenses. Keep detailed records of all your business income and expenses throughout the year. This will make tax time much easier. That's number one. Number two is file Schedule C. When you file your annual tax return, you'll include Schedule C to report your business profits or losses. Number three, self-employment taxes. As a sole proprietor, you're responsible for paying self-employment taxes, Social Security, and Medicare on your net income. These are calculated using Schedule SE. Estimated quarterly taxes. That's number four. If you expect to owe $1,000 or more in taxes for the year, the IRS requires you to make quarterly estimated tax payments. This helps you avoid penalties at tax time. Now, other legal and financial considerations are business license and permits for your business. In Texas, professional organizers generally don't need a specific license to operate. However, check with your local city or county to ensure there are no additional requirements. Number two is insurance. Consider getting general liability insurance to protect yourself from potential claims if a client is injured during an organizing session. Although they're in their own home and their own space, but I don't know how that works exactly. Okay, I'm just giving you the facts. Number three, business bank account. Even as a sole proprietor, it's a good idea to open a separate bank account for your business to keep your personal and business finances separate. Number four, contracts and agreements. Always use a contract or service agreement when working with clients. This protects both you and your clients by outlining the scope of work, payment terms, and other important details. Now, I really did not want to go into the weeds doing that. I did find the YouTuber Catherine Lawrence, and Catherine with a C, Lawrence on YouTube, and she used to be on the show Hoarders way back when, or maybe she still is. I don't know. All I know is I went onto her site and paid, I believe, $60 for her business paperwork course. It was just the business paperwork, and then because we paid her for that, she gives us those forms. Then you just transform them into your own business paperwork, and of course, because you paid her, she's given you permission to do that. So I just used all of her paperwork and tweaked it for my business purposes. Now you can add to those contracts and agreements, or you can just, make it your own by adding your business name in the slots that she provided. But also, I had taken Clutterbug's expert course, and she has also some forms in her course, and her course was $100. So I've spent about $160 just to have everything I needed to get started on my business. Now, starting a professional organizing business in Texas is relatively straightforward, especially if you begin as a home-based sole proprietor. While you don't need an LLC to get started, it's something to consider as your business grows and your liability exposure increases. Remember to keep your accurate financial records, stay on top of your tax obligations. What I do is, and I know it's kind of old-fashioned, I have a form that I created. It keeps all of my dates for all of my sessions, how much I was paid and when I was paid for each session or each package, and I keep each client all on one paper. Now, because I do that throughout the year, I wind up with 4 pages by the end of the year. But that way I've kept all of my payments in date order with clients' names. It also has a space for my mileage. I created that, and it keeps all of my records. Then at the end of the year, and sometimes during the year, I will print out anything I purchased for clients or things that I have purchased. Like I wanted an apron with pockets for my business. I wanted a tote bag, a nice tote bag. Now I'm on my second tote bag for my business, and I have a wheeled cart. Anything you purchase for your business, I print those out throughout the year or at the end of the year. And most of it's through Amazon, so it's pretty easy. I just click Amazon, and then I print out those receipts. And my taxes, my husband does that. Okay, so remember to keep those records accurately and obligations, and protect yourself with insurance and contracts. With the right foundation, you'll be well on your way to building a successful and sustainable professional organizing business. I know I did. I'm very proud of my business. Now, I know a lot of wisdom was given to me by my God in heaven, but I was able to make more money than I've ever made in any previous full-time jobs I've ever had. And I do not have a college degree. Now, I will say I have college education because I was almost to my student teaching in my education degree. I just did not officially get a college degree. So, and you do not need a college degree for this business, and you can be successful. If you're unsure about any legal or financial aspects, you might want to consult with an attorney or an accountant, who specializes in small businesses. Now, let's go over some of this again. I kind of like to rehash all of this again so that everything is clear, and maybe add in some things that I didn't talk to in the first part. So let's talk about this legal side of your business. It's not the most glamorous part of being an organizer, but it is super important. Think of it like this. You wouldn't organize a closet without a plan, right? Well, you can't run a business without a solid legal foundation either. So we're going to break it down. Remember, step 1, registering your business. This is where you make it official. Depending on where you live, you'll need to choose a business structure like a sole proprietorship or LLC or corporation. If you're just starting out, a sole proprietorship or LLC is usually the way to go. And don't worry, you don't need to be a legal expert to figure this out. There are plenty of online sources, or you can consult a local attorney to help you get set up. And we mentioned Catherine Lawrence and Clutterbug. They're both on YouTube. Now, here's a pro tip. Choose a business name that reflects your brand and mission. And before you get too attached, make sure to check if the domain name and social media handles are available. You don't want to fall in love with a name only to find out it's already taken. So that is your first step, and I did not mention that above. Step 2, license and insurance. Depending on your location and services you offer, you may need specific license or permits. We already established we don't need permits in Texas. For example, if you're organizing in people's homes, you might need a general business license, but I don't believe so here in Texas. And let's not forget about insurance. This is a non-negotiable, friends. General liability insurance protects you in case of accidents or damages, and it gives your clients peace of mind as well. Now, I know this might feel overwhelming, but remember, you're not alone. Who's with us? God's got your back, and He's guiding you every step of the way. Proverbs 16:3 says, "Commit to the Lord whatever you do, and He will establish your plans." So take a deep breath and let's keep going. All right, let's shift gears just a little bit and talk about finances. I know budgets aren't exactly thrilling, but they're essential for running a successful business. Start by setting up a simple budget that includes your expenses like supplies, marketing, and travel, and your income goals. This will help you stay on track and avoid overspending. All right, now here's a little secret. Don't be afraid to revisit your budget regularly. As your business grows, your financial needs will change, and that's okay. The key is to stay proactive and intentional. Now, let's talk about pricing your services. Now, this one is, I see a lot of questions on this, and it's hard to really answer. This is where a lot of organizers really get stuck. But it doesn't have to be complicated. Start by calculating your costs. How much does your upfront costs, what is your expenses? Start by calculating your costs. Think about your time, supplies, and overhead expenses, and how much do you need to live? I mean, that is a big factor. How much money do you live to pay your rent and to have a livelihood? Okay, that all has to be taken in consideration. Then research what other organizers in your area are charging. Now, that is sometimes hard because not all organizers put their prices on their website. So it may be hard. I had to call a city 7 hours away, and I still had an organizer tell me that it was illegal to ask about prices. So find someone that doesn't mind, giving you a little help that you're not in competition with. And in Houston, they were not my competition. They were 7 hours away. Therefore, I did find someone that was willing to help me out on prices. But you have to do your research, and you have to be brave when it comes to pricing your business. Okay? Because you have to be able to pay your bills to live and have a livelihood. Now, then search what other organizers in your area or outside your area are charging. Remember, your prices should reflect your expertise and the value you are bringing to your clients. And there's a faith-filled reminder: don't undervalue yourself. You are uniquely gifted and your work has worth. Now, I also heard you only need to know 10% more than most people. Okay? And that should help you out, because if you know 10% more than most people, then the rest is going to be on the job training. Colossians 3:23 says, "Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart as working for the Lord, not for human masters." So set your prices with confidence, knowing that God has equipped you for this. I did have someone in my area tell me that the area we live in will not pay my prices, and they did, and I had a full schedule. I almost worked 5 days a week, all in 2024. Sorry, I'm getting last year's and this year's mixed up. But all right, friends, that's a wrap on today's episode. It was a lot because it's hard to talk about these things and they're kind of boring, to be honest. We covered a lot: registering your business, license, insurance, budgeting, and pricing. I hope you feel more empowered now to tackle these essentials and take your organizing business to the next level. Before you go, I'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below and tell me what's one thing you're going to do this week to strengthen your business foundation. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and share it with a fellow organizer. Let's spread the knowledge and build each other up. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Until next time, keep organizing, keep smiling, keep dreaming, and keep trusting in God's plans for your business. I will see you soon on the next video.